adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on.
We're back, episode 67, No Snooze Podcast. I just pounded another protein shake. I'm up to 3 a day.
And I just pounded some eggs as usual.
And black coffee, which is
Let's
disgusting.
go, Mike Pirelli. Let's go, baby.
Tell people you're a coffee hack right off the tip.
All right, listen. So it's a veteran move.
Highly caffeinated, daddy doesn't decaf. Just want to let people know.
There we go. That's my favorite part. Quick. On the drop, this is Memorial Day, right? So Memorial Day is obviously an American holiday, celebrated on the last, there you go, I see you, on the last Monday in May, and it's basically in remembrance to all of those who lost their lives in the U.S. military, right? So that's on a very serious note. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Now the Starbucks hack.
Yes.
So usually when I go to Starbucks, I'll order 2 coffees, one for now, one for later, kind of like the now and later.
Yeah.
Right? So the now, I put ice, and I drink it black with 1 Splenda. That's my go-to. Gives it a nice little sweet flavor to it, but not too much to where it's too milky or something like that.
Okay.
Right? But then the second coffee, since I know it's for later, I keep it black, and I put it in my fridge at work. So like today, it was perfect, right? I worked out, and during my workout, I'm like, damn, I'm running a little behind on time. I'm not going to be able to get to Starbucks. Oh, wait, I have one in my fridge. So, as Michael said, highly caffeinated.
I'm jealous.
Daddy doesn't decaf.
I'm going to have to steal some of that. That is like what I do at some fast food places. If you go and pick up, you're going to like this.
You order McDonald's to go?
This is playing chess. So you know how when you're driving home, you are picking in the bag for fries, whatever you get?
Yep.
I get a meal for the drive home before the actual meal.
So like a junior meal.
Junior meal, small fries. I'll get a 10-piece chicken nugget just so I can snack a little bit. Because it is impossible.
Yeah.
Like, I get violent if I can't have a fry on the way home.
I know. I agree. Yep. I thought you were going to say you stored it. But speaking of chess.
Yes.
I mean, not to toot our own horns here, but I think we really, really played adult chess on another level. Uh-oh. So we hosted a great party for my niece-to-be.
And Dave does not mean me as well.
Yeah.
I had no part in it. They did a beautiful job.
Well, yeah, I mean, shout out Dorian and Victor, the entire team that put that together, but we hosted it in the backyard.
DJ Heavy Styles.
Yes, he was fire, right?
Yeah, I keep hearing that in my sleep.
Shout out DJ Heavy Styles, baby. So what we did was we knew that it was going to be a disaster afterwards. So a week prior, we made arrangements with the cleaning lady and said, listen, on Sunday morning, we'd appreciate it if you come in and kind of take care of the cleaning. So she was like, no problem. So we booked her in advance. But that was the first time, you have a little hangy the next day.
Yeah.
And the last thing you ever want to do is clean everything up. So it was so nice that Consuela was able to come by and give us a little clean.
And Dave put a show together. He was definitely the MVP. You had to be the MVP at the baby shower.
Oh, what, dancing?
You won dancing, bachata. Then he won the baby competition. What was that?
They had us put diapers on. Maybe we'll put that video up and see it.
There's some good footage.
Yeah, so Mike and I had to put diapers on, full blown diapers, and then chug a beer out of
baby bottle.
Well, that was
two different challenges.
So chug a beer out of a baby bottle, put on a diaper. Wear a blindfold, and our wives stuffed baby food into our mouth.
What was your baby food? Did you hear what I got?
I thought it was peas. Mine was worse. It was called chicken dinner.
Oh, I got turkey.
Yeah, so
protein,
we were on the same level, but it was nasty.
Disgusting.
I was telling Karina, stop.
Yeah,
but she just kept jamming it in my mouth. So
you think it's a mistake that we were 1 and 2 in that competition?
It was obvious. I mean, you looked at the competition was a little shaky.
I blame Dana for not feeding me fast enough.
Yeah, I told Karina to dump the whole thing in my mouth.
I saw it. But you also have areas where you can hide some leftover food. They probably seep through
seep through the beard?
It was gross, but that was a lot of fun. It was
gross.
Steamy. I forgot what it was like to sweat.
Yeah.
When you get in that winter vibe, the fall, you forget what it's like to be dressed nice and just sweat through it.
Yep. Best part before we transition, I guess, to Podbot update was, late night. And it wasn't really that late. It was like 10 p.m., but there's like a foot of sandwich left. And all you see is Mike and I, or like one of the, Cheo was with us. we're just pounding this leftover sandwich.
The food.
We had a good day of eating.
Yeah, the food spread was phenomenal. You had chicken, mac and cheese, fried chicken, 4 3-foot wedges.
Yeah, we had 12 feet.
Pork sliders. Forgot about those. Yeah. Chicken, buffalo chicken sliders. Yeah. You had Cheetos that went super stale.
Yeah, they were gross at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
They were
stale Cheetos, not even bad.
Good transition into the pod father figure update,
yeah.
I guess. Right, so I got another 6. Listen, I have no information for you. I got another 6 workouts in.
Okay.
On my quest to 260.
I would say you look tighter though, like in your Instagram posts.
Yeah.
Well, and if you don't follow us,
you don't see. But what I have to do is I have to flex.
Your arms. Do your arms ever rest at your side?
No. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the hack. You put the arm out. Justin Anthony Sanchez. You listen to this and you listen closely, my brother.
JAS.
Because if you want to look a little more brolic, you do this. So you hit a quick set of the biceps.
And by quick set, he means 1,000 reps.
Yes, literally 1,000 reps. Today I closed and I did 100 straight. But it was nice. After that
questions.
set, hold on.
Let me get back to that. Sorry.
Go ahead. Me?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. After that set, Justin's laughing at us. He's like, you guys need to get your shit together. So after that set, I close fist. When you close fist, I think the blood circulates up, right? That's what gives me the vein pop. And then I take my elbow off of my body, flex into the mirror, and snap a picture.
Oh, we know.
So when you see it, that's what you're seeing.
It's good. It's good presentation. I see the vein coming through. I have one that's peeking out right now, and I'm trying to get that baby to say, "I'm here."
Listen,
you know?
I'm not a very veiny guy.
You aren't, which is surprising. In the whole
really
ab
not.
conversation, I think about that. The whole ab conversation, like the, you got down to the 8, whatever it was, 7.
It's still not abs. Not a full 6-pack.
We got to figure that out.
Not a full 6-pack.
We could figure that out.
When you say no abs, what does that mean?
You didn't have the abs that I thought you would at 8%.
Well, because I'm
not
very,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
But my genetic makeup,
like walking around.
No,
like
I didn't.
Baby hat,
No. But look, I just took another one. When was this?
Yeah, show me the goods.
When was this?
Why are you holding out on me? I'm gonna start sending you guys a shirt list every day. That might be the only way.
I got to go to my wife's recent text message because I sent it to her.
All right, I get a question. Would you commit to posting on here every week a shirtless so that we stay committed to having good bodies?
Posted where?
I actually shaved my chest too.
Yeah, no,
secret.
See, you could,
didn't work well.
It's not low enough.
See, I see it.
Yeah,
you got big abs.
I have big abs. You got big abs.
Yeah, I want
big old abs. Look, quick, boom, ooh. I don't know if you caught that or not, CV. That was it. So if you were quick enough to get it, you could see me in a towel.
Well, listen, our subscribers may skyrocket after that.
I'm offended you said no abs, Michael.
Listen,
I have 4.5. Sometimes 5.
If you're at 8% body fat, I'm expecting to see abs on top of my
think
abs.
I would have to get down to... Well, you will. You will, because you're...
Do I have the genetics?
You do.
I have the genetics, but not the will. What's the word?
I don't know, but I
discipline.
Okay.
All genetics, no discipline.
No, because you see, even at like 15%, you were dicey.
Right now, I'm feeling the are you done?
Yes.
I don't mean to take over the pod update like I usually do, because there's more to talk about, because there's more of a journey I have to go through, I have to go through the Frodo ring.
What's Frodo? Is that a movie?
Yeah, let's say. Do you know that movie?
It sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. That's it.
Is that it?
So it's been solid.
What is it? What's the movie?
It's Return of the King.
Star Wars?
No, what is
Pinky
it?
Finger. What is that?
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, what the fuck?
I couldn't think
You're
of the
going
name.
like this, like I'm going to get that.
I thought he was giving you the finger.
Yeah, right?
So did I. So my update is it was our anniversary yesterday, 3 years.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Going strong.
I had a lot to do with that, but...
You did, yeah. He set us up. If you didn't know, Dave and Karina set us up. We owe it all to them. So anniversary, Dana, we always like to go out to dinner and kind of, my mother came over, took care of the baby. Mother-in-law and father-in-law during the day came by, so it was a little easier on us yesterday. Thank you, guys. We went to the townhouse in Greenwich.
The townhouse.
The townhouse.
What kind of
Used
food
to be
is this?
Gabriel's. Remember Gabriel's?
No.
Gabriel's is like real high-end. This is like a step down.
I wouldn't know.
But nice. So we went there. Nothing. I'll be honest. Nothing jumped off the page on the menu. When Dana's like, "I want to go to the townhouse," I'm like, "I hear it's good, but there's nothing that I'm."
So you're a pre-menu viewer.
You got to capture my attention with something, and when I'm going to the place, I'm fired up to get it.
Gotcha.
Right. So bar taco. What do we
Pork
get?
belly.
Exactly.
Boom. If I see pork belly, I'm there.
Yeah, you have your target. If
Yep.
you don't have a target, it kind of stresses me out because then you're going in there and you don't know what you're going to get.
Correct.
So we had a phenomenal waiter that did not steer us wrong. We had crudo, which I've never had before. It's basically seared tuna.
Ooh.
Seared tuna in a broth.
Mm.
Keep in mind, plates are small, so you really got to savor the bites.
Is that what they're called?
Kind of like tapas size. Incredible. Then we had burrata, which you can't go wrong with a little arugula salad. They had some type of sun-dried tomatoes that were pureed, but then put back in the same shape as if they weren't pureed.
That's a skill right there.
Dude, good. Then I had sea bass, miso glazed sea bass, gnocchi.
Is sea bass fishy or no?
No,
I gotta get my seafood game up.
You gotta come
I have to.
Gotta come with me.
But you do
my
the
dad,
oyster stuff.
I do it all.
I can't do
I love
that.
it all. Everything swordfish,
It's slimy,
oyster,
though.
sea bass, octopus. You ever have octopus?
Octopussies?
So then, what else? Dana, this is my point. I was coming to a point. So Dana got the steak, right? She got, I think, a New York Prime.
Good order.
Yeah, it was. What do you think the worst thing you can do at a steakhouse is how you order your steak? What'd she order?
A well-done steak.
She said medium well. I missed it. I didn't hear it.
Ooh.
And I knew we were sharing, right? So I don't know how the hell I missed it. I had a nice whiskey drink. I had a little buzz going.
What'd you drink?
It was a date on it. It was like whiskey
1792.
something like that. And then it had a little sherry in it.
Ooh.
And then an orange. It was like an old fashioned.
Yep.
Very
Okay.
similar. Incredible. So she orders it. I eat my meal, my sea bass, cleared the plate. Just absolutely put on a
Was
show.
there like a bone? One bone?
Nothing left.
No bones?
The guy kept coming back. He's like, wow, you really like this food. I was like, I haven't eaten in weeks. So Dana gets it. She cuts through it. She eats it. She goes, oh, man, I'm really stuffed. I'm like, all right, pass it this way. And I look at it, and I'm like,
well done.
What did you order? Still a little pink,
Yep.
right? But charred to the gills, which they do there. It's like a thing they do. I ate the whole piece, medium well. That's how good it was. I was like, I can't imagine how good this is if
it was medium.
Yeah.
Well, they cooked it right.
Correct.
They cooked it to her wants.
Exactly. Dana goes, I'm just so used to ordering pregnant that I forgot how to order, and
Makes
that's what
sense.
I did. I don't blame her.
Makes sense. Yeah, Karina would never do anything less than medium well.
And then dessert, we get churros filled with caramel.
Ooh.
A la mode with vanilla ice cream. Oh, no,
Ooh.
hazelnut.
Ooh.
It was one of the best orders.
That was good.
But anyway, so as far as the diet and
So
the
pod
body,
Good.
this morning I felt a little bloated, but the power is coming back. Like I felt stronger than I ever felt before. My muscles look like I'm filling out. Like in the pictures that I sent during our challenge, I felt a little deprived. Like I didn't feel
Now
like
you're
I had
full?
energy.
Daddy's full?
Now I feel like I have energy and I'm actually looking athletic.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
It might just be in my head.
No, I need to see a picture. You got to.
I feel like I'm more towards your species now.
Okay.
Than my species
you
was.
Okay. What species? Neanderthal.
Neander. Like I'm moving more into the Neander.
Okay.
Like I see a couple veins. You know, there's some things happening.
Okay.
I'm really. It's like stuff's building up below the surface. I'm just waiting until it
Until it
busts through.
explodes.
Yeah. We're
So
waiting
watch
for
when
that.
we explode on the beach in South Carolina. We're just gonna.
Well, that's
pop
the
out of
goal
our
now.
shirts.
And I was like, should I commit to some type of goal for the beach?
I thought you did. I thought it was 10%.
Did I commit to 10%?
I thought you committed.
I said
to
that?
I thought.
I said that?
I don't know. I thought. Anyway, good update. Babies.
Yeah.
Real quick, they're both taking steps.
They took steps this
They're
week.
taking steps,
Yeah.
and like right around the same time. It's funny. Callie, she knows that she is she's on a table. She like takes a couple steps on the table, but then like Karina will move back a little bit, right? So she literally goes 1, 2, 3, and then just dives into Karina's arms.
Yeah,
Committee
that
says
was
a weird. I guess a weird
Jumping off the cliff.
Yeah, exactly. Jumping off a cliff.
Yeah.
right. I see CV over there like editing Nightmare.
That's all right. That's why we have CV.
Yeah,
He's the best.
Oh, by the way, good job keeping that other stuff in. Catherine must have voted it in, so that's why you kept it last week.
Wow, shaking his head. Yeah, the steps. I wasn't there for her official first steps, but I was the catalyst.
Okay.
I called and said, "Hey, I'm on the way," and she heard my voice and walked to Dana. So part of me feels more proud,
Yep.
even though I didn't see the first steps. You know, but then it makes you think like, "Damn, I missed that." Never see the first steps.
but they're not like For Callie, at least. It's not like she's like on her own walking around.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she's very shaky.
Yeah, no,
She's
they're
very-
absolutely shaky.
Very shaky. And she's starting to get off her tippy toes, and she's kind of getting down to the heels. She's trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But she's been working on her calves.
Yeah.
She's got really good calves.
She's walks on her toes like
so
her
she
uncle.
like
That's how I walk.
Well, you know, she has my calves, so
Yeah,
better
seriously.
than her uncle.
She's too top heavy because of the way she walks.
Yeah.
She's too strong. But even that, it feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And they look so much older now, which I don't know about you, but a lot of self-reflection.
Yes.
A lot of self-reflection going on. A lot of turbulence
Yep.
in the life, good, bad, indifferent. There's just a lot of everything going on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Before we go to Turbulence,
Yes.
right? Because that's what kind of where you're going to lead us today.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
And-
your
and
pilot.
I'm reminding. Listen. I hope there's no turbulence on any flights that we get on. All right.
Do you not? Are you afraid of turbulence?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't like
That,
it.
like, whoa,
my
whoa.
mom and sister went to Fort Lauderdale a little while ago. Fort Lauderdale.
Your abbreviations and stuff. Do you actually say that like usually, or is it
No.
for the show?
No. I usually say Fort Lauderdale. That actually came from. I can't steal it. My buddy from Manhattanville. Shout out Jeff Ventura. He used to say peanut butter and yellies, and he's going back to Fort Lauderdale because that's where he came from. So
Peanut butter and yellies.
Yeah, so it was good.
good.
And like our coach Pat Scanlon would say it back to us,
Yeah.
like, "Yo, if you're trying to put on weight, like you got to eat these peanut butter and yellies."
Yeah.
So it was good. So that's where I got it. But my mom and sister take this flight, and they could be a little dramatic at times. But after they told me the full story, I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. They were like, everybody was just like super ghetto on the flight, like would stand up, like just it was on Spirit Airlines. They took like
yeah.
a cheaper
Spirit's
flight,
fun.
right? But
Spirit's
she
good.
said like the words that were being thrown around was like super ghetto. So they're looking around like, why is everybody just talking so hood on this flight, right? But then the turbulence starts to set in, and they said people were literally just throwing up in the aisles, like everywhere, all over the place, and that was their flight down there. So it was one of the worst experiences they've ever had. But it was true.
So don't fly Spirit to Fort
Yeah,
Lauderdale.
we're definitely not flying Spirit down to South Carolina.
Too late. I already booked the flight.
I'm going JetBlue only.
Yeah, JetBlue. I'm a JetBlue fan.
Yeah,
Which one has the
absolutely.
leg room? JetBlue.
JetBlue.
Okay. All right. What's the next topic? Let's keep it rolling. We got the
All
momentum
right.
going.
Yeah, I guess we go recommendations.
Reckies.
A little reckies. So I can't. Well, one, it's 90 degrees outside,
Come out of the keister.
so I can't come out the pocket, but
Okay.
I will come from behind the table. Okay. I said I was going to bring a little some goods for the fathers to be, maybe, or fathers or male figures in your life, or the Dave and Mikes in your life, something like that, right? With Father's Day coming up. So today I have what is called Pure Male Seduction in a unique bottle.
Wait.
That's my name for it.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the name.
No. This is no.
Google.
This is the cologne that I've been wearing for the past 4 years. Right? It is Paco Rabanne 1 million. Not for nothing, I did get enticed by the actual visual of the bottle when it was in the store for the very first time. But then I actually sprayed it and I smelled it. When I spray, here, give me your wrist.
yeah.
Do a little
what's
rub. That's my smell.
What's your spray routine?
I go. So I get dressed first. I go one on the wrist. Oh, well, forearm. One on the forearm.
One on the bicep.
One on the forearm. One on the forearm. Neck. Done.
So you're
it's
a four spray.
4 spray. Yep.
Okay.
4 spray after I'm dressed. So is this in shot,
It's nice.
CV?
It does smell like you.
Is
smells like
this
you.
in the shot? Cool.
Now that I know this, I'll spray my pillows at
Yep.
night.
So like I said, I've worn it for about 4 years, but it's by far my favorite cologne. And I'm a cologne guy. I got a couple nice scents. I can't give you the full Dave Regina mix because I actually blend colognes.
I was going to say there's got to be another level because
do.
you're so high maintenance with stuff.
But does that smell like me? Like
it
when
does. It does.
That
You know, isn't that weird? That smell is the number one memory jogger.
it makes sense.
So, like when you
Definitely
smell
makes sense.
something, you remember, you get
Yes.
transported.
Yes.
Smells very important.
Yep. And I'm not even joking. Every time I see it in the morning, it really does give me a boost of confidence because I know I'm going to be smelling good throughout the day.
You know what's funny? There's all these things that give you a boost of confidence in the morning. Or you're just like, oh, there's another one.
Confidence boost.
2
There's
points.
Another one.
Is that another mirror?
But so I couldn't. Is that another
It's just
mirror?
it's just mirrors on the way
Yes.
out.
I could not identify the actual like smells of it, so I did a little research. Right?
course you did.
But it has scents of grapefruit, mint, blood mandarin, rose, cinnamon.
It's a nice design.
Spicy notes of leather paired with woody notes, amber, and my favorite, Indian patchouli. I don't know what Indian
patchouli is, but maybe it's
what a blend of scents.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, yeah, I have no idea. Whatever that is, smells good.
It does smell good.
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Are you a cologne guy?
Yeah, I wear Adidas still. Like it's like
do you wear
1990.
Do you wear the Michael Jordan cologne from 1996?
I actually do have. No, I ran out, but I did.
That was one of my.
I literally have the same cologne because they were all gifted, and I have like 6. You know,
right? And usually I I get my colognes gifted. I'm hoping
I
that
go all
Father's
around the
Day.
neck, though.
Hopefully Father's Day this year I'll get another re-up of the Paco Rabanne. But this is a 3.4 ounce bottle. I also have the 6.7 ounce. The 3.4 is great because you can actually travel with this one.
That looks like you might get robbed for it.
Yeah, well, it's a very nice bottle, but I can't say that I got it where I'm going to tell you to buy it. I shopped around for you guys, for the No Snooze listeners. Usually we buy it at Nordstrom or Macy's, the typical...
I didn't know if anyone ever did that. Like, I know they have all those stations at Nordstrom. I didn't know someone actually purchased things there.
At Nordstrom?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite stores.
I just assume people buy them online and they just you know what I mean?
Yep,
everyone gets the samples but never buys it.
Right. But I did some research for you guys, so this will be the Davy deal. And again, you could shop around. If you could find it cheaper, go ahead. But the cheapest that I found was at Walmart. Walmart.com. Macy's sells the 6.7 ounce for $122. Walmart has it for just $83.95.
Wow.
They also have the 3.4 ounce, which is this one, for $49.99 at Walmart.
Seems like a deal.
Right? That's a Davey deal.
That's a Davey deal.
Go out, get yourself smelling nice.
Like Dave.
I was going to say, go out, smell like Dave, Regina, look in the mirror, pat yourself on the back, and you got yourself some confidence.
What do you blend it with? Another cologne?
Yeah.
You don't have to give us the exact
so
detail.
this is, and
I can't wait to see it, go to your house and check it out.
This is what's called eau de toilette. Which is not the
what is it?
Eau de toilette. I don't know how to say that. EAU. Eau de toilette. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
Your face looks hilarious when you say it.
The trois. there's two versions of cologne. You have what's called parfum. That's like the seriously.
Is he just making stuff up?
No,
now?
I'm serious. Mike's crying. I'm dead serious though. The parfum is the more expensive.
Are you trying to say perfume?
No, parfum. Or parfume. I don't know what it's called. I'm dead serious. Stop laughing.
All right, go ahead.
The parfum is much more expensive than the eau de toilette.
Sounds like you're just speaking gibberish. I don't know what you're saying.
You think I'm just bullshitting,
what
but I'm being dead serious. So I guess it has to do with like the water level that's in it.
Couldn't you say that from the beginning?
I guess, but the parfum is the more expensive one, whereas the eau de toilette, it wears off a little quicker. On this cologne, the eau de toilette, it just lasts all day, which is amazing. But the one that I pair it with, parfum.
What's parfum?
All right. Do you want me to tell you the other one I pair it with?
I can't. Right. I'll start crying. You would crush in like a Nordstrom. You have so much knowledge.
I just start spraying people with colognes.
Like, you're just confusing them with language you
want
don't
the
even made up.
You want the
You want the parfum? They're like, what am I buying? What is this?
Oh my God. All right.
That was a good one.
Take it away from me because my cheeks hurt now.
Listen,
please. All right.
Mine's an app. It's Duolingo, so you can learn a language.
Yo, the very first episode of the Oh, okay.
It's fonts. So I took what Dave said to heart, and the deaf community saying that they like the captions and subtitles.
Yes.
In addition, subtitles in all my research, apparently subtitles add to a lot of exposure because a lot of people, I think it was like 80%.
They don't listen.
They watch.
Correct.
So I downloaded something that's free. Here's a Mikey discount.
Okay.
Free 99.
That's
it's
good.
called Fonts. Mm-hmm. It's an app. You can upload the video. It automatically. Someone says that on YouTube. It's
magically.
He's a magic guy. Does card tricks.
That's good.
Automatically does your captions and subtitles, and then you can go back in and edit. So if something's wrong,
okay.
You know, my dictation is not always perfect.
Yep.
I'm able to go back and correct things.
And right.
So I just posted that today as a test run, but it's free. You just have to send like a link to a friend. I just send it to myself, the link, so that I can get it for free.
Okay. And what's it called? Fonts.
It's called Fonts, and it has a blue S.
Not fonts. Fonts.
I'll have to send CV a screenshot.
FONTS?
And it's got all these options for types of
very nice.
Types of subtitles.
So like for
animated
clips and stuff, right?
Yep.
You can
Can be good.
Good.
Because I know you're loving the morning captions.
Yeah, well, now I do it on, if I talk, I put a caption.
Yeah. See, I don't talk really in
Why
the
wouldn't
morning.
I?
Yeah, you said I was vanilla recently. We never got into that.
Did you
Am I
really not know
boring?
what I meant?
What do you mean?
Because the name was a Hispanic name. What was the name, CV? Do you remember the...
Oh, on the quote.
Yeah, he put a quote up one day, and I said he's very vanilla because of the way he was pronounced. Oh, yeah. So the name Soledad is a Hispanic or a Latin American name.
I thought it was like Soul Dad.
That is very vanilla, Michael.
What's vanilla mean, though?
White. Like the way you're saying it is like a
vanilla
white boy.
Means boring.
No, vanilla,
Yes,
but
it's
vanilla
means boring.
Well,
not white.
I'm the vanilla gorilla because
Yes.
I'm white, not because I'm boring.
That's true. You just made a fact.
You know
Did
what I'm
just make
saying?
A fact?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not a movie guy, bro.
Scary movie.
Oh, I've seen that too.
It's the two guys and one's your boy, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
What happens if a mouse goes outside? Is it a rat?
Wait,
you don't remember that part?
No, I thought
one
Scary
of the
Movie was
funniest part of the movies.
back in the day.
It is. They had like 6.
Kevin Hart was in that.
Kevin Hart was in it. Yes.
Kevin Hart.
He was in Scary Movie like 3 or something.
Oh,
100%.
I don't know. Google Justin.
You don't remember that? And
No.
they say, he goes, he woke up dead. He goes, you can't wake up dead. And then he's like, oh, I think you just made a fact.
Do you think people
definitely get these references.
I was going to say, do you think they get your references? Because I definitely don't.
100%.
All right. So sometimes I laugh to like give you a little giggle, but I hope people understand it.
Pull fuel. So that's my recommendation.
I like it.
I'm always looking for
We're
new
gonna try
apps.
it. Yep.
You know what I think? I'm like, there's got to be an easier way. And
Yep.
I always find an app, and there is an easier way.
Is Kevin Hart in it?
Thank you. He's
Oh,
CJ in the rap battle.
Good.
Right? In when 8 Mile won, whatever.
Wait,
what number?
what?
Scary movie
8
was that?
Mile?
They did a spoof on 8 Mile.
Really?
Have you never watched any movies?
I've seen 8 Mile and Titanic, Godfather, A Bronx Tale.
Yeah, and then
Mahalik. Oh, that's like Mekhi Phifer.
Yes, and
Got
the
it.
boys in it, and but the whole part is they keep having debates like we do.
Yep.
And he's like, if a mouse goes outside, is it a rat? And if a rat comes inside, is it a mouse? And they're both like,
Oh, that's pretty good though.
because they get like,
I get it. I get it. Sorry,
You get it?
I get it now.
It's one of my favorite quotes of all time.
All right, good. So watch the movie. Get the app called Fonts.
Fonts. Get the app.
FONTS.
FONTS.
Mike Money. But it's
Mikey
free.
Fonts.
But it's free.
It's free.
All right.
So you
that's a
might
good
be
one.
seeing this on some
That's a
of
good
my
one.
clip posts.
Nice.
Because I was like, you know what? My clip posts don't do very well, and their views are there. But I'm like, maybe you just gotta keep sharpening the axe.
Yep. That's it.
So I'm trying new stuff.
That's what it's about.
Trying to keep it
Good
spicy
stuff.
for you, not vanilla at all.
Not vanilla to be not to be boring,
Well, you're gonna say,
just to be white.
yeah,
Right.
I'm just gonna keep getting more and more white.
Yeah, and I'm like a swirl.
You are the opposite of vanilla, other than being the vanilla gorilla because it rhymes.
Yeah, I agree with that. But they call me the chameleon
You are the
because
chameleon.
I try to blend in. You know.
I like to think that I'm like a version of a chameleon where like I can kind of hang places, but you're still looking at me and you're like, I don't know if he fits.
Yeah. Well, if you ever called somebody Soul Dad and their name was Soledad.
Soledad. See, I don't have that flavor. I've just, I got to learn. You guys are my culture.
There we go.
There's a show. It's one show I follow. It's Culture Corner.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Culture Corner. You're my Culture Corner.
There we go. This will bring us to
Recommendations.
not recommendations,
current
current events. So this one is
Why'd you say it like that?
current events. This one is interesting. This is not a relationship thing.
Thank God. No more relationships.
No, this is a
Please.
deal for people. I almost didn't believe it. So I read this article, and it is a Nissan dealership that offers 99-cent leases on the Leaf EV, which is the electric, the Nissan's version of an electric vehicle. If you buy a pickup truck, and their pickup is the Titan. It's a special deal. It's from Hart Nissan of Springfield, Virginia. But they're offering buyers, you can't lease the truck. Buyers of a 2020 or a 2021 Titan pickup, a 2-year, 10,000 mile per year lease for only 99 cents. So like I had to look at it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But it was dead serious. It was somebody that put it up on Twitter or something like that. But the deal And if you're listening now, you can still go pick one up if you really want to. But it's, like I said, it's in Virginia at a Hart Nissan, Springfield, Virginia. 2-year lease, 10,000 miles per year. The deal is good until June 1st. So you still actually have some time to get it.
So are you going down there to get one?
No, because I'm not on the market yet for a new truck. Right, but I just thought it was crazy. Like, what marketing? Because
genius.
It's just so genius. They only have like a certain number. I think they only had like 10 vehicles. No, they had like 10 vehicles. But think about it. They're gonna get 10 people enticed to go buy pickups when really, I mean, I'm sure there's people on the market for pickup trucks, but maybe they wanted to lease it or something like that. I guarantee you these things all sell out. But how many more customers do you think are going to come back from that?
You know, Megabus. The buses that take you to
the dollar buses. Yeah, yep.
Guess how many seats they sell for $1?
How many?
1.
Wow. So they use
rates as low as $1.
There you go.
Someone fact check me, but I'm pretty sure it's only like 1 or 2 seats.
It's ridiculous. And there are this is I'm like, where's the catch? No monthly fees, and customers will still be eligible for the federal EV tax credit.
So they're going to be getting money back, basically.
Yeah, and you're getting 2 cars.
The company must be incentivized to sell these cars. They must be making something.
It's crazy, and I mean, this article went viral, right? Clearly, I mean,
genius.
You didn't read it.
You know,
I made it viral. You know,
well, I'm not a big car guy other than Tesla. You know, I'm a Tesla till I die.
Are we getting Tessies?
I would love one.
So I'm on the market for a new vehicle in about 8-9 months.
8-9 months we'll get Tessies.
But see, I really want an Escalade too. I don't know.
Get a Tesla Escalade.
A Tescalade. That's my guy. So that's the current event, and I thought it was crazy, so I wanted to share.
If you want a truck, go get one.
Yeah. Hart Nissan in Springfield, Virginia, baby.
So my current event is with our beloved Bitcoin. So there was a huge dip recently, right? Now it's back, or it's going back up. It's on its way up. But this is a really interesting one. BlockFi is a company that is a brokerage where you can hold your cryptocurrency, some cryptocurrency, and they pay you interest. Mm-hmm. So they had a promotion that if you deposit a certain amount of money, you get a certain amount of money in US dollars back, right?
Okay. Yep.
So you deposit 500, you get 500 back, something like that.
Yep.
Or like whatever it was. There was a glitch where the money being paid out was being paid out in Bitcoin. So one dude got 700 Bitcoin.
Wow.
Which is like $25 million.
700 actual Bitcoin.
700. So there was, I don't know how many people, but a good amount of people who got paid out in Bitcoin, ranging from like $40,000. One Bitcoin's $40,000.
Off of a glitch?
Off of a glitch. Up to someone got $25 million. So if you went into your account, your investment account one day, and it just said $30 million.
That's ridiculous.
That's what happened.
Yeah. That's absurd.
So some people took it off of the brokerage.
While it was still glitching?
While it was still hot.
They're going to get sued, though.
BlockFi got 90% back, but sent a press release out to all the people who took money out. But
gave them money.
But because there's some rule that if you can take the money out and it was a mistake and you don't realize what you're doing, then there's like a loophole. Basically is my understanding. So it's a lot of money for BlockFi. They got 90% back. So the money they lost in the grand scheme of it is like, it's like losing a small percentage, you know.
Okay.
If they have $100 in their account, it's like losing $5.
Wow.
So for them legally to try to go pursue and get this money back, it doesn't make sense.
So these guys made out.
People that made out.
See, I need something
out of
like
the
that.
blue though. That's even crazier than lottery, because lottery you play.
Yep.
This is you're just sitting there and you look and you're like, holy hell.
And then
I wouldn't have had the foresight to be like, let me get it off of the account.
Right.
And how do you take that much money off?
I don't know. And what's the turnaround
Where do you
time
put it to?
get
Like
into,
my bank would be like, what is this? $1 million out of nowhere? I would love to learn more of I would love to see interview the person who got whatever, $1 million.
And it's crazy that they are actually letting them keep it without going after them. But I guess it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it in the grand scheme, it's such little pennies to them, but it's huge for the people that got it. They're like, you know what? It's crazy. The other thing is that there's a lot of conversation going on about the environmental cost of cryptocurrency, and I listened to an interview, and there's a guy who was saying, I forget his name, but he's a very smart dude. He's basically talking about how what America needs to do to compete with China is Amazon needs to put on the cost of production. So you know how like calories are on food items all the time now,
Yep.
and that wasn't a thing before.
Yep.
But it shows you like, oh, there's a cost to this, a calorie.
Yes.
He wants to do that with items. So if you're going to buy something from China, it calculates this is going to cost you this much in insurance, this much in liability, whatever, production costs on the environment. So then it gives you a green price. So like if you say you're environmentally friendly, although it sounds like China's cheaper to make stuff, in reality it's cheaper to do in the U.S. because of all the emissions and all this other stuff, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yep.
And I thought like if you were given an option to get this for $100, and then he shows your cost of 120 green versus 120 in the U.S., would you buy the U.S. one, even though technically it's more expensive?
Yeah, now especially because I have a focus for American business, small business especially.
Yeah.
I am willing to pay more of a premium, knowing where it's going.
He also said it's also a brand play that everyone thinks it's cheaper to produce in China. He thought it was a marketing. There's got to be some validity.
Well, there
but
definitely
now,
is, because think of like sweatshops, right? Like sweatshops really aren't. We have warehouses, and I'm sure there's some illegal stuff that goes on in the country, but it's not nearly as prevalent as in China. Like sometimes people in China are making like cents on an hour, and it's sweatshops.
But he's saying like the cost of that, the cost of your legal fees to set that up, the cost of you getting scammed. He's like, there's costs that people don't take into account. So in reality, it's cheaper to produce locally.
Gotcha.
If you take into account of all the costs, you don't look at just 6 cents versus 12 cents.
Gotcha.
You're looking at, I need to set up this entity. I pay this in tax. You know what I mean? It's very interesting.
It is not financial advice.
No, not at all.
No. I have a question. For you. Talk people through the dip. We've recorded here where Bitcoin has been over 60 grand.
Well, turbulence, right? So that kind of goes with the theme.
Today, I just looked. It's at 39,000 something.
Yep.
And again, some people panic for sure. I'm just curious to hear your approach on somebody who's investing in a company, and you go through these moments.
So my personal philosophy with basically anything I invest in is that I'm looking at it as the long-term play. I'll never sell, right? So when I invest in something, when it does take a dip, I see it as an opportunity to buy, like it's on sale. And the way that you don't get too nervous about it is that you dollar cost average in. So if you have $100, every day you buy $1. So it doesn't matter if today it's 29, tomorrow it's 36.
Yep.
You're averaging in, because at the end of the day, my thought is that I believe in the asset, whether that's a house, whether that's what a mortgage is. Your dollar cost averaging in into like a piggy bank in the long term. So for me, I'm not too worried about it. You definitely look and you read the headlines.
Right.
But for people that are going into the markets and day trading, it's completely different.
Yes.
If you have margin, if you're taking out loans to, if you maxed out a credit card to buy it, then you're in trouble, because then it's a cash flow issue.
Right.
Like my goal is I never want to get in cash flow issues. I want to be able to afford to take a hit certain places, so that's like, for example, with the house, we had a conversation to keep, rather than put more money down, we wanted to keep some money on the sidelines. If worst case scenario, our tenant up and leaves, our house, I don't make any money, or we don't make any money for a year, we could still pay off both properties. Right. So like stuff like that allows you to get through the turbulence more.
Yeah, no, it's well said. I was just curious on the take, because there are people that are investing money, and this is my only issue with people who invest money in companies that they don't do research on. You have a play, you have a clear plan, right? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. One, I think the golden rule is never invest any money that you're not willing to really lose.
Yes.
Right? That's like the golden rule.
Yeah.
Because I know some friends that took a lot of money into Bitcoin when it was booming and thriving, and then ripped their money right out as soon as it started to dip. You panic, right? Even with Peloton, Peloton was at like $170, and now today it's at like $104, but that's after it went all the way down to, it was well below 100.
Yeah.
Right. But people, yes, kids were like dying on the treadmill or something like that, which was obviously a terrible tragedy.
Yeah.
But that's a temporary thing right now.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that Peloton long term will be successful because of where we're going with these big corporations. You were talking about Google keeping 20% of their people working from home. Well, what better fitness equipment than a Peloton than to have at home, right?
Absolutely.
But if my point in asking you was just seeing your perspective. So those people out there who, get a little panicky, if you're a believer in the company and you're knowledgeable on it and you think it's the right thing to do, then rock out.
And there's different strategies, right? Like a lot of people make a lot of money day trading or, getting in and out of the market. For me, I don't know enough where I want to learn about companies and, jump back and forth. My attention isn't great, especially with businesses. So if I can limit the amount of info I need to retain and keep it simple, like my theory is I'm just going to keep buying houses, rent them out, and keep scaling that up. I'm going to keep buying into Bitcoin, every year or whatever, dollar cost average in to whatever extent, and just not ever sell it. And, and then you can borrow against it. So there's you also get more, so there's a term in trading where they call it diamond hands, where the market's crashing and you don't sell, you hold on.
Right.
So like that diamond hands approach is really just a mental approach. So like when things are falling apart around you in business and life, whatever it is, diamond hands is like, all right, well, we're not going to retreat. We're just going to keep moving forward.
And people do that in the bear market.
Correct.
Versus the bull market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So it's in any market, it's the mindset of like, all right, well, everyone's freaking out. Let me not freak out. Let me figure out what's going on. If the world's ending, the world's ending anyway. So
correct.
What's the matter if I lose the money?
Yep. No, good little piece there. And then did you see just on Bitcoin, first NFL player to take his entire 21 salary paid in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know.
Sean Koken, Kansas City Chiefs.
So I think that if you do that, you're tying up your cash in something. I would do
He has a lot of money.
No, I know, but I would probably. I mean? That's a good point. If you have enough money to take that risk.
Multi-year deal. He did just 1 year, fully paid in Bitcoin, $900-something thousand in Bitcoin. I mean,
So like Elon Musk said, he accepts Bitcoin, and then he just put out a statement that it's not eco-friendly, blah blah blah. But he's a genius. He's playing like 5 levels of chess.
Yep.
And we're all just kind of like, what is he doing? And he's still winning. So it's like, I don't really take him too much into account. I just know that whatever he's doing, it's going to be around.
Mm-hmm.
The Bitcoin stuff's interesting. So I listened to a couple things and not like major, just kind of high level brief explanations. So what my understanding is what just happened is that there was a lot of manipulation in the market so that the price came down so big institutions could buy it at a better price. And it sounds like everyone thinks that money's moving from retail investors. So like everyone that got money this year and invested in it is getting out, and then the big institutions are buying it up. Which, if that's the case, it could be faster than we think.
It's a great long-term play then.
Possibly.
Yep.
You never know what's going to happen, but all that trends in the right direction. But I do have so many people, because I haven't pushed it on anyone, but people know how I feel about it, that have texted me when it was like 29, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, same as I always did. I'm just going to keep buying in, But we're at a place, Dana and I, where the percentage that we're doing it doesn't make a difference.
Right. That's the biggest key.
Yeah.
Biggest key.
We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NOSNOOZE30. Again, that's NOSNOOZE30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi.
So the whole topic of turbulence.
Yeah.
Right? What do you so when you know, again, like we spoke a couple days ago, Mike was like, "Oh, good, you know, let's talk about some things that are going on in our lives." So the topic of turbulence was coming up and kind of sticking through during, I guess, and not tough times, but challenging times, right? Busy times. So what exactly are you?
So turbulence, I'm talking about like I think when you're doing something difficult, there's always options to quit. Like there's more opportunity that presents itself to get sidetracked and quit. Like you'll recognize it in certain, like with the house. There's been a lot of times where you have an out. Like someone's like, "Oh, you know, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?" Like, you know, if you don't get your mortgage, you can get out of it. Or, you know, there's another property that comes on the market. And you're like, did I do the right thing? There's always these tests that come up that want to see, like, you know, the book that just came out, Winning by Grover.
An incredible book.
I knew you'd read it. So
incredible.
But his whole thing.
I was averaging 27 pages a day.
Whoa.
Right.
But it's the like. I can't talk specifics of certain things, but like you have an opportunity and it'd be easier to say, like, you know, having a studio. You have an opportunity to have this studio. All these other expenses pop up and you're like, wow, it'd be a lot easier not to have to pay for the studio. But you're like, you know what? No, this is my plan. It's going to be more difficult, but you got to stick to it. Right?
Do you know that is a safety mechanism of the brain?
What, to retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm dead serious. Your brain, our brains, are actually physically and chemically wired to bring us back to a safe place.
Yeah.
So you have to train your brain to get through these moments that you're talking about. Yeah. It's one of the most interesting things that I heard it from Ed Milet. Ed Milet made me do a little extra research on it. But it's actually a chemical, and it's a safety chemical in our brains to bring us back to a safe place, which is wild to think about. That the human anatomy of the brain is actually exactly that.
Yeah, like it works against you.
Yes. Well, it works against you if you can't persevere through it.
No, I know, but I'm saying you have everyone says your own worst enemy is yourself, which is true.
Correct.
Because you're in your brain 24/7.
Yep.
So when you're trying to do stuff, you're the biggest doubter.
Right.
Right? Like no one else doubts your abilities as much as you do. But at the same time, no one else has the same confidence in your abilities as you do.
Absolutely.
So you got to let the guy on the right win over the guy on the left.
Yep. Yeah.
But it is interesting how things line up where just in my life lately, all of these businesses and things are going well, but the timing is never ideal.
Yes.
Like certain things happen where, of course, all my closings don't land when I'm spending all this money to buy a house with my wife. Like there's so many things that don't line up that you can make, like you can make a very easy excuse to stop things. We can make a very easy excuse, oh, we're overwhelmed, works hard to not show up and not record.
Right.
Right? And we have so many opportunities that come up through the day. We're like, oh, we have this, we have that. So it's hard to keep training yourself to, in bad times and shaky times, just keep going forward.
Yep.
But I think that's half the battle.
It is.
All the battle.
It is. But the most important thing is practicing that same skill.
Yeah.
Right. And noticing when that does happen in your brain. It's like, no, I know what I want. I committed to this process. I got to keep going.
Yeah. And there's the other thing I'm thinking about is there is. Like in a plane, when there is turbulence, they adjust so that they kind of go with it.
Yep.
So, like, depending on what you're dealing with, if you can adjust on the fly and move with it. So, like, there was a big business thing that's changed recently in my company. And now my thought is, like, all right, so now where does that leave me? And it's a lot of thought on strategizing on, like, how do I position myself that all this new wind and turbulence is coming? How do I position myself so that I'm my wings are catching some of that wind, right? Like it's chaos creates opportunity. So being in that, sometimes people are like, let me just survive. And we joke about it all the time. We're like, when you're trying to survive the week. But if you can navigate while you're in that chaos, you can actually benefit even more.
Yes. But you got to make the decision to do it.
Yeah. But it's I hate talking super vague, but I can't talk too much specifics. But like with the house, right? Like we're in the middle of packing. Like I packed all my clothes. Like I don't have any clothes. You know, the no snooze shirts are packed. So in the morning I'm like wearing the same shirt. I'm like, where's my hoodie? It's just like there's so much crap going on that you have to keep reminding yourself like it's temporary.
Yep.
This is a week. then we're on to the next step.
I will say something that I've been doing through these turbulent weeks, and you know, turbulence for me has been just feeling like I have no control of my life at times, right? Whereas I'm a very regimented, like I have to go through the same routines over and over again. So that's been, you know, the biggest struggle for me, as we spoke about. But I came up with these couple things that I make sure that I do regardless, and it's something we become very conscious of. And the first thing is, even in these times, setting aside specific leisure time to make sure that you don't allow the overwhelm to just consume you. So if it's something at the beginning of the week, you set it for the end of the week and you say, you know what? No, we're going to make time to go for this dinner or whatever. And also, to that same lighthearted point, is keeping your sense of humor. Very hard. Because, I mean, you saw when I walked in, right? Like my mind was kind of all over the place. And I literally had to make a decision. Like, okay, are you going to have that energy on the podcast, or are you going to be able to laugh a little bit with your boys and bring it back to life? And I know that's something that you always do too, in terms of the humor. You know, you're a very funny guy.
Tragedy's comedy is who said that?
Is that a movie?
Shakespeare.
Oh.
Shakespeare. He said tragedy's comedy.
Tragedy's comedy.
So like, just it's hard to do, but like when everything's going wrong, you just gotta laugh.
Oh. My aunt just died. Am I supposed to laugh about that?
No, but you can laugh about your aunt and
you can laugh about the memory. Ah, good. I like that.
See
Boom.
that? See that?
You just converted me. You see?
Yeah.
Don't overcommit in times of turbulence. For me,
what do you mean?
Overcommit to additional things.
You know, it's my biggest issue,
dude. Me too. But I actually just told one of the commissions that I'm on that I have to take the summer to be away from this board, just because I have, you know, a busy work season coming up and I have a lot of other obligations. But it was a perfect example when I was like thinking about what you were saying about the turbulence. If there's something that you can scale back on during the turbulent times, pretty smart to do so.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that, like, this commission, it's not like this is a forever thing. So me stepping away for a couple months is not going to make or break, you know, the decisions that are being made for the organization that we sit on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they respected it very well, because they actually thought that I was going to take that break when I had the baby. Never did. So here was a perfect time that I'm like, no, I could use that break right now.
Yeah. The knowing, like, when to scale back on certain things, that's a tough skill. And saying no to things and changing things, that's all leads to the turbulence. Like, some of the stuff that we do, we create it.
Yep.
You know, and then
I would say like 90% of it, right?
Yeah. And then like, damn, what are we doing? Something that I've done and I continue to do is I remind, like, I know when we talk, we always talk about, sometimes you get stuck in the weeds, but then you have to talk about the overall game plan, the vision, and then it comes back to a positive note, right? Sometimes day-to-day is crappy, but then when you think on a broader scale, you're like, we're still going towards that path. Yes, we got stuck in this mud, but there's still the path. Like, we're on the right track.
Yep.
It's just this week sucked, you know? So, you know, daily with at least real estate, it's so up and down. Like, you could start a day and be like, wow, no one wants this property. Like, I'm doing a terrible job marketing it. No one's ever going to buy it. Then the next day you have 2 offers. You're like, I'm the best realtor in town, you know? So it's like, you can't fall victim to the day-to-day, which is hard because it's up and down. So it's so hard to stay consistent when there's so much that changes every day. And even with the baby, like, the baby's sleeping fine, and then the next day they're not sleeping. You're like, damn, I'm terrible as a parent.
Yeah, well, my baby's not sleeping, so it must be terrible. But there's a mix of, like, you know, her obviously teething and the amount of drool, that you were saying a couple weeks ago. Yeah, right? There was a couple times that she had her shirt pretty wet, and I'm like, is that from an ice cube? Because she chews on ice too when she's you know, teething in that little thing. And sometimes it's drool, sometimes it's ice. I don't know. She's kicking me in the back of the head while I'm sleeping, like crazy. Being conscious of doing something you love every day too, right? That is something that I have during these times. I always make it a point. Like today, I really didn't want to work out, but I love working out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to work out and have fun. So I didn't even put on a podcast. I actually put on some like dance music, which was hilarious, and just upbeat music. And I enjoy working out. So I saw the ultimate vision again. Yes, I like my biceps to pop, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, I like to be healthy, right? So I said, you know what? As shitty as this day is, yes, of course I could snooze today if I really want to snooze. But I was like, no, you know what? I enjoy working out. The other day, it happened with my daughter, right? Got home, I was like, this has been a terrible day. I don't want to do anything. I was like, no, you know what? I love going for a walk with my daughter. Let me take her on a walk. By the time I came back from the walk, I knew that the nonsense was still going to be there. But during that time frame, it gave me so much relief.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an important thing it's very easy to put off. But if there's something that you like to do and there's still a turbulent day or it's a shitty day, make sure you do it.
And to that point, I think to incorporate something you love to do or anything, you have to get more organized.
Yeah.
Like I keep finding that's my theme. Is like I just got to get more organized. Just got to get more organized. The people that I work with, I got to get them more organized. Not you guys specifically because we're pretty organized. But like, you know, I have new partners in certain things, you know, my company, all this stuff. All the people that I work with, the reason that we're not moving quicker is because of my lack of organization, right? Like if I put everything in a G drive and I can share the closing docs with you in a button, like one button, that frees up so much time for me.
Yep.
It's my lack of doing that in the front end that ruins you on the back end. And then you get condensed.
Yep, but as long as you're working through it, that's all you can do.
But it's getting organized while also, like, you can't stop doing the things that are making you money or in business. You still have to do those. You just have to keep auditing on the way, which is the tough.
It is tough, but you and I are both at a place that we've decided that we want more for ourselves. We want more for our careers. We want more for our families. And with that comes additional responsibility.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to get busier and busier and busier and more hectic. And some people, I look, it is what it is. They get very complacent in their job. They get happy. I got a good salary. I got this. That's just not me. It's not me. Like, I'll never get to a place to where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm making $100,000 a year and, you know, my family is provided for. And you can do that. And that's not wrong, right? That's not being no snooze. But for me, I have this addiction. I literally have an addiction to winning, right? And I feel like even
Tim
if
Grover in the house.
I swear, even if I reach a certain level of a win, whereas 5 years ago, if I would have prayed that I would be exactly where I'm at today.
Yeah.
And literally today, I'm like, okay, good feeling, but I still want so much more.
Yeah. But the way to scale and keep going up, I think, lays on organization.
My point, that's where, after I got on this rant of winning. My point
you gave me an alley-oop.
My point is organization, and you have to keep refining that because as you get busier, you need to get more organized.
Yeah, and organized is a vague term, but it's also like your processes, reworking things. All right, this worked, this doesn't work great. You know, this takes 2 hours for me to do.
Yep.
Does it really result in that much results? Is it worth my time?
Right.
It's like a next level. That's the problem with all this. The problem is if you're trying to progress and scale, the stuff that worked at tier 2 is not going to work.
Not going to work, my brother.
Which
not going to work
because you're like, I just figured out tier 2, and now I got to figure out tier 3.
Exactly.
Same with the podcast.
That's a big realization, though.
Stuff that's working here, we're like, all right, to get to the next level, that's not going to work.
Yep.
And then you got to rework it. It's like the not getting complacent and not getting comfortable. It goes with everything.
And it's even harder with partners because you have to make sure that they stay motivated too. Because there's times that I'm sure the three of us are not as motivated as the other one. But I mean, it is what it is. And if you all in any business have the same vision, then you got to stick with it and keep moving past it.
Yeah, and the magic is that like when you come together and you do something like this, but you also have your own lives. Luckily, when you do have partners, you have the people that keep pulling you back. Yep. It's like gravity. If you didn't have the people with you when you're doing projects and things, it gets harder to pull yourself back versus if you have someone that's, come on, let's go. It's like working out with someone. It's much easier to work out with someone, although I do enjoy working out by myself.
For me, it's not. I was going to say, because I'm usually the one that's pushing the other person.
But maybe you need a workout partner that is above you.
Yeah. Anybody? Justin Anthony Sanchez?
I don't know if there's anyone out there that's more fit.
Yeah, right. You were just saying I don't have any abs. Anyway, this will bring us to my favorite section, Dave's Dime of the Week.
Dimes.
Very good one here. Clear the throat.
Let me clear my throat.
Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Bruce Lee.
Bruce, Uncle Bruce.
Uncle Brucey.
Brucey. I don't know if I like that one.
Do not pray for an easy life.
Difficult. Why would
Pray
you
for the strength to endure a difficult one. Right? Like you're in a difficult space right now.
You're right.
Not a difficult life in a sense of a negative place.
Challenging.
Difficult being challenging, difficult being involved in so many different things that you have to make decisions. But by choosing the difficult side of things, right, the challenges, that builds your mindset, which is something that clearly Bruce Lee has done.
That's good.
He has the strongest mindset in the world.
Sometimes I challenge you on those because I like when you elaborate.
Yeah. Well,
Sold. For Miguelito's mantra.
Ito.
Can I make a request for my graphic to be cookies this week?
Did you do tacos last week?
He did.
Oh, I don't know.
Pretty funny.
I didn't say. I mean, he didn't text me or nothing. My man, he's leaving me high and dry.
Another topic. Sometimes you can't see the road ahead, but as you keep going, it gets clearer. Stay the course, and the fog of life dissipates. Cousin Sanjo Jandaya.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's how you present it. Sounds good, though.
Very good quote.
Who's vanilla now?
Listen, eat those tacos, eat some barbecue, enjoy your Memorial Day. Thank you to those who have served. Thank you to those who have lost their lives serving for the United States of America. Sure. Until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it. I shot him early.
What the fuck?
That's another Epi in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze.